Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Today we are unboxing the new ButtKicker Gamer PLUS. So when I say new, it's relatively new. This came out in March this year and it replaces the Gamer 2, which is, which was, let's say, a popular bit of kit for people that want to add tactile effects to their sim rig or even a chair, gaming chair, whatever you want to do. And this is their replacement, the Gamer PLUS. So it does have some upgrades effectively, so we'll go through that in a moment. But it's going to look very similar to the Gamer 2 in many respects, because it's an amp and it's basically a shaker, right? First off out of the box we have a QR code for their Hapti Connect software. So that's new software as well. That came out to coincide with the, this new product as well. Essentially think of like how SimHub uses transducers and it pushes through the telemetry from games and then interacts with shakers. Basically that's what the Hapti Connect software is. It's basically their version of adding picking up telemetry from games and then pushing it through to their to the shaker, so you can obviously separate the effects, so you can have different effects going through it. You can adjust the strength of the effects. We'll look at that more in the review of course. But yeah, that's their new software. There's a quick start guide, so you can see the layout of all the bits you get as well. So you know that's what you need to get in the box. Let's get these paper bits out of the way and get straight into it. So that's what it looks like. First off, here we go. We have the shaker, the ButtKicker. Let's take it all out of the box first so we can examine it in detail. I've got some cables, so that's a kettle cable, just a power cable. Okay, a long braided cable there, that's an audio cable, clearly. A box with something in, so I'm looking at that in a moment. This is also new with the Plus, is it does come with a remote control, so you can now control it from distance. The Gamer 2 did not have a controller like that. You'd have to do it all on the amp, and this is the amp, and the amp also has an upgrade besides being remote control. Let's get the box out of the way. There's the back, you see the connections. It also has USB now, so you obviously have the audio cabling as is normal, but it also has USB, so you can connect this directly to your PC and run it that way, which means you don't need an extra sound card like you would have needed for the Gamer 2, which is really nice. But yeah, you can just one last look at the back. Pretty simple stuff. And if we look at the front, also that's new on this one is it does have a digital display, so you can see the volume and everything rather than it just being dials. Obviously it has dials, has buttons for the volume, but you can actually now visually see it. So if you set it away, you can kind of see what what your settings are, which is kind of good. And high cutoff, the dial there, so you can play around with the frequencies. It's a clip light, signal and clipping, and a power button. So yeah, metal case. There's no fan in there. There's no fan in there, but I have to say I can see some big capacitors in there. So not sure what the wattage or power of this is. Okay, it's 90 watts. So yeah, it's a 90 watt amp, because I do know this is a 90 watt shaker as well. So let's put that there. Kettle cable, don't need to really see that anymore. And there is the little remote control. So yeah, EQ control, high cut, hertz, and volume, and on and off. So yeah, basically mirroring the settings you have on there. So that's neat. So let's see what's in this box. We have okay, so these are some more cables. So we have a USB cable, so if you plug this into your PC, just note that it's USB type C. Nice to see, yeah. On this, again, nicely braided cable on there, so good quality stuff. An audio cable, so that's a 3.5mm jack, and that will be for that, plug into that way. So yeah, if you were to run it off your own sound card, this would go into your PC, that would pop into those, and away you go. Okay, so just a really quick run through of how this would set up on your PC and how you would, wire it up. So really simple. So you'd plug the amp into your PC via the USB cable, as I showed you earlier, USB-C on the back of there. Of course, power into your wall socket through the kettle cable, so that's all covered. And if we go to the back, we take the shaker and this long cable. And this is kind of a neat thing as well, is have a look at that. So you can see the end of there is the same as the end of there, because that effectively just mates together with that, and you've got one nice long single cable. So that's a very neat trick. I like that. That's well done. And yeah, it's a pretty long cable. I don't know how long that is, but you can see that is plenty for anybody's needs really. And then this goes into the back of here. So you can see they are color coded, so red into red and black into black. And that'd be your setup. So yeah, pretty neat. Not a ton of wiring, nice and tidy. That's good to see. And away you go. Run the Hapti Connect software and get up and running. I'll cover this all in the review, of course, but that's basically a really quick overview of how that would work. Okay, let's take a closer look at the shaker itself. It's all metal, all aluminium, of course. And first off, look at those. You can see that sort of triangle pattern of bolt holes. So those look like, what, M6 to me? I think they're M6. And so yeah, you can use screws or you can use bolts, whatever you're going to do, attach it to something. So that's the first option you have. And the Gamer 2 didn't have that. It was just basically the shaker was at the end of a long arm, and then you had this type of clamp here. So that's one of the differences as well. You've got those screw holes here, and there's also more compact since it's not at the end of a long arm. And but it did have a bracket kind of like this. I don't know if it's exactly the same, if it had exactly the same amount of depth available onto opening it up, but this one opens up super wide. So let me just show you this, because yeah, you can have no problem attaching this to anything. You can see it's like a square sort of shape, so that'll work on like a round or square peg, metal, whatever you want to put it on. So that's good. So yeah, completely versatile that way. And this clamp opens up like super wide, really wide. So you can have no problems attaching this to just even a chunky piece of 40/40 profile. Have a look at that, and I'm only halfway there, and you can see that's pretty wide. And what you do then is it kind of just opens up like that. You put it around, and you screw it on. So yeah, nice and easy. You don't need to put it over the top or anything. If you can't get to the end of something, you can obviously clamp it around and then close it up. So yeah, very versatile. Well thought out design. Really can't complain about anything about that. Seems sturdy, and it's going to be really easy to set up. So everything's easy to set up about this. And I do like that. Mounting this is easy. Got multiple options. That's really useful. It means you don't have to kind of think too hard about having to find a solution when this has plenty of options on how you can kind of attach this to your sim rig or your gaming chair, whatever you want to do. And of course, setting this up with your PC, again, super easy, as you can do it over USB. Yeah, so yeah, it's looking good so far, because the friction of setting up is just basically super simple, and it's going to take you 10 minutes to set up, and where you go. So that's nice to see. So they have thought out some, they put the right kind of features in here to make it easy to set up. I can see that already, when I look at this product. So there you go, guys. I'm going to run a drive and talk in a couple of days. That's obviously a first impressions video, not a main review. Just want give you, tell you what it's been like over a couple of days. And yeah, and I'll have it running when I'm on the track, and you might be able to hear it battering around. I don't know. We'll obviously wait and see on that one. And then in a couple of weeks' time, we'll get after that we'll get a main review out there with more depth after more testing. But there you go, that's my first look through the unboxing, and yeah, I hope you found that useful anyway. If you own this, do drop a comment below the video, let me know how you're getting on with it. That's all good to share that with me and also the community as well. So that's why it's good to drop your comments, guys. Give me your opinion. And that's it for this one. So thanks very much for watching as always, and I'll see you in the next one. And until next time, happy simming, and bye bye for now.